Adelante. I really hope the phone is recording right now. We're gonna get right into Tetris after this ad. The drama. Okay, at least the mustache is kind of cute. Next. Looking around, I am in, I guess you could call it like a business plaza lot. I'm laughing a little bit because the car in front of me has been parked there with their lights on for like 5 minutes now. It needs to stop. I'm parked but my lights are off. I don't know if their exhaust is on, but that's just pollution of the environment, and that's wrong. They're a couple feet, maybe like 50 feet away, so hopefully it won't be causing too much damage. But let's see, is this even recording? Hold on. Are you on? Is it on? The little orange light is on in the corner, so I think that means the microphone is on. Yeah. I wasn't paying attention to that little corner. Okay, Tetris for health, primarily mental, but everything's connected. So if you can address mental health and heal your mental diseases and illnesses, then you can heal all other aspects of you. You can heal your physical, your spiritual, your emotional, relational dimensions. Someone told me I live in paranoia, and I think people would need to define that for me, because I see 1, 2, probably 3 cars with their lights on, and I've just had a lot of really bad experiences with, I've mentioned before, stalkers in particular. So I'm like always trying to be vigilant. I'm queer, I'm trans, I'm indigenous, I'm Mexican. I need to be always aware of my environment. I'm playing in Washington. I was trying to play locally, but somehow, for some reason, I see someone I recognize. For some reason, for some reason, in Washington again. I don't know. So I'm just gonna let it be. Maybe Washington does need to hear this. Okay, Mexico won. That's a win for me, for sure, as someone who is Mexican. So very happy about that. But guess what? I live in the Houston, Texas area, and technically, legally speaking, lawfully speaking, this is now USA territory, as a friend likes to say, or told me. This is under USA jurisdiction, so USA laws apply here in 2026 as I'm streaming live for you. But it's really convenient that I'm playing Twitch, because somebody else I just saw right now and it triggered me. How many details do I want to give you? Let's start with what happened just now at the grocery store, because I was watching the game, so that's part of the reason I waited till the grocery store HEB closed so I could get my groceries. The game ended around 10, and then by the time I got here, got ready and everything, I was there probably like 10:30 or 10:40. And this particular HEB does have an all-gender restroom. I don't know what HEB's policies and understanding of transgender people, especially non-binary people, is. I haven't read much about it, but they have, you know what? I don't even think they call it all gender. I think they call it, I don't know, I'll have to check if it's a all family restroom, because I think there's a little image of a baby too. So it seems more like a quote unquote family restroom than an all gender restroom. And I hesitate a lot to go to this particular HEB. It's given very, very like mayonnaise. Yeah, very just settler colonial white supremacist, to be a little more technical and a little more theoretically technical. And a little more technically theoretical. We do have some like native people working there. It looks like indigenous people, a few black people I see sometimes, but I think like the few white people who exhibit settler colonial behavior are enough to just make me really hesitate to go to the store. And I'm really hoping all of that changes soon, because sometimes I forget, I'm at home and I'm like, why don't I want to go to HB? Why don't I want to go? Why don't I want to go? Or I just like don't actively think about what the reasons are. But I'm going to go into it right now. And before I go into it, I saw somebody, I think it was Threads, possibly, somebody had posted like what appeared to be a post that was judgmental of people who are on social media trying to heal. And it's like that's a natural part of being human. We are healing every single day. And I think their suggestion was something like get a therapist. And at this point, it's not for me about getting a therapist, because I've seen several therapists or been in several therapy sessions with psychotherapists, some of them trained in social work, some of them trained more in psychology, and I don't know what other degrees they've had. But because I believe human beings are more than just our brains and our minds, we're also our bodies, we're also our relations, we're our emotional, I guess our emotions, we are our spirit, we're our soul. There's much more to who we are than just our brain. And so when you are working with a psychotherapist, there's a focus on your mental health. And the issue I've encountered is that a lot of times we don't have very many conversations, one about spirituality, but two about relations and the way social policies, economic policies, government policies actually impact people's mental health. We don't really have very many conversations about the way culture impacts people's health. And this is why I'm not saying therapy is unimportant. Therapy is important. Psychotherapy has been helpful to me. However, it's challenging to access for many people. And when I show you, maybe eventually, this more recent study about the mental health benefits of Tetris, you will see that a few years ago, some nurses who were working with COVID patients and experiencing a lot of trauma in their work were unable to access psychotherapy. It seemed like, if I remember correctly, the supply of psychotherapists was low, and so they didn't have the ability to go to psychotherapy, but they were able to participate in a psychology experiment in which one group of nurses played, and again, this is what I remember, played Tetris, and another group did not. And the group of people who played Tetris actually exhibited improved mental health. They got mental health benefits, reduced PTSD symptoms because they were dealing with a lot of trauma. So what Tetris can do for you is it can just help you not ruminate. It can help you get over the trauma, like just not I don't understand exactly the technical dynamics of it, but it just helps you to not, oh my god, this person is triggering me that I'm watching, but it helps you to not ruminate, and it helps you to just not have these negative memories, these traumatic memories, in my experience. It's not, I've read like some people liken it to a distraction, but I don't think it's a distraction if it's actually healthy. If it's actually healing you, it's not a distraction. It's a, what would I call this? I mean, it's a healing activity. So it's actually helping me to focus on the things that are important, like my health, not the things that are unimportant, that are affecting me though, but like the things I don't want to be focusing on, which is the trauma around me. And in this particular case, I'm at HEB and I'm getting ready to check out. And for like, first of all, there was nobody at the checkout lane. So I already know like you are not doing your jobs. You should be at the checkout lane. What, like, I don't know what you're doing. But this person finally is like, yeah, I heard them say like, okay, sir, yeah, you can, that lane's open. And I don't like, I would rather people just not gender me. I think that's just like the safest way to go about, honestly, respecting people and avoiding issues and confrontations. Just don't gender people. Don't assume people's genders. But so when people misgender me with her, because I'm non-binary, so my default is always, my pronouns are they, them. I embody masculine and feminine energies, and I don't like when people call me sir. It's very specific. Like, there are very few people I allow to call me sir. I don't really like it. Like, it just doesn't feel right. Again, I'm non-binary. I'm trans. I don't identify with the gender or the gender people assigned to me at birth, which is male, which is on my birth certificate. I don't really identify with it. So when people are just assuming my gender is male, it really upsets me. And I'm really tired because this has been ongoing. It was really in 2016 when I started, I think, seriously trying to address in therapy my anger about people misgendering me. And I learned the term gender dysphoria, which I'm like really skeptical about, because I mean, it's a real thing, right? People get confused. There's confusion, like, what is this person's gender? And maybe I gotta read more about like what exactly gender dysphoria is from a scientific, psychological standpoint. But I am skeptical of at least the APA, American Psychological Association's take on the mental health of transgender and queer individuals, because historically the APA, from what I understand and remember, has actually been very transphobic and queerphobic. Like, I think for a while they really thought just being queer, either in terms of your sexual orientation or your gender identity, made you mentally ill. And I think now they've come to this understanding that it's not the actual like identities that make people or that would classify somebody as mentally unwell, but it's everything that comes with society's confusion and your what can maybe lead to your own confusion about your gender, that then leads to these mental health challenges. And in my case, it's like, I think it manifests as a lot of anger, a lot of I don't want to go into it too much right now, but what happened in the grocery store today was this person said it from like a few feet away. So not only are they misgendering me, but they're doing this in what's like a public, yes, it's a private store, but it's like in front of other people. So it's like a very public type of situation. And so my response has been lately to just, if somebody calls me sir, like, I will, if I'm tired and I don't want to go into this whole explanation of like, hey, look at my California ID and how under sex there's an X and there is not an M. And I'm trans non-binary. Or hey, look at my Mexican passport and how under sex there's a letter X and it means I'm trans and non-binary. It means that you calling me sir is not really very appropriate. Like, without having to go into all those conversations, my response to people misgendering me as male, and one of the ways they do it a lot is by calling me sir, is just to say sir back. And because I got angry today, I said it very loudly. I was like, okay, sir. So that's one, right? And so I think that should immediately let somebody know, oh, this person, maybe I shouldn't say sir. I don't know. But no, this person said it again. Caught again, called me sir. So I called him sir back very loudly. And it's just a really like, I'm at that point, I'm angry. My heart is racing. Like, it's probably my cortisol levels are up. This is probably why I have so many gray hairs. One of the reasons at age 36. And this person, the registered cashier, is like, oh, I'm just trying to be respectful. So if you're really trying to be respectful, stop misgendering people. But what I was thinking about after I left, because I just wanted to like get out of there ASAP, what I was thinking about was, I'm pausing because I'm looking up at what's happening around me, just trying to stay aware of my environment. But what I was thinking about was how in 2000, I think it was 2022, I was working in Reno, Nevada, and I was actually experiencing a lot of misgendering from one of my coworkers. And it just so happened that this coworker had a sort of like leadership position within the organization. And I remember it was an ongoing conversation with like HR and other coworkers there about how this person kept misgendering me. And in the process of making reports and just trying to go through this misgendering while also trying to get my work done, in this process, I had a conversation with someone within the organization. I'm not sure what their position exactly was. I don't remember. It seemed to be like they were involved with like hiring or HR or something. But I think this person was a queer person. And I remember having a conversation about, I think it was sex discrimination, and it might be Title IX or something, but some USA law. And this person was telling me like, over time, people have learned or started categorizing misgendering of people as some type of like sex discrimination. So I went on Google and I Googled like, is misgendering sexual harassment? Because that's what I didn't remember. I didn't remember if this person was telling me misgendering is a form of sexual harassment or sex discrimination or what. I'm getting tired. So I Googled, and Google was telling me misgendering is a form of, some people consider it a form of sex discrimination under like USA federal law. And I was also seeing, because my actual question was like, is it a type of sexual harassment? So it's unclear right now to me whether it's a type of sexual harassment, but it seems at least that misgendering can sometimes fall under the same category, or I don't know if branch is the correct word here, but it can fall under the same type of sorry, I'm so tired right now. So stringing takes up a lot of calories. I need to like start increasing my calorie intake. But yeah, it's kind of like under or how do I frame this? I think like sexual harassment seems to fall under sex discrimination sometimes, and it turns out that let me repeat this. Sexual harassment may fall under a type of sex discrimination. Misgendering falls under a type of sex discrimination. Does that mean that misgendering is sexual harassment? There's some sort of relation there. There's some sort of like connection there. And honestly, if something is sex-based, like, is it sexual already? So these are questions, right? And it just got me thinking. It feels like that sometimes, because this conversation I was having, it's really like shifted my paradigms, my way of viewing the world, because and I'm talking about the conversation in Nevada, because it got me thinking, like, you know what? It's like a form of sexual harassment. And today, I think that's what it was. I think it just made me feel sexually harassed, because what you are doing when you're calling someone sir, like, a lot of it is really, it seems like a lot of it is assuming, I don't know, girl, I don't know. We would have to go into a whole conversation about the difference between sex and gender, which I would love to do at some point. When I have more calories in my body. I'm apprehensive about going into Planet Fitness because I've seen this person probably 3 times already tonight. I think they walked in and walked out and then walked back in, maybe even 4 times. But is this like white looking person who, don't call me anti-white because it's not that. It's just their behavior seems white supremacist, settler colonial. And I'm not going to go into all the details, but I'm feeling triggered by this person, and I'm going to finish this stream in a little bit, because I think the psychological study on the benefits of Tetris actually indicated it takes only like 3 minutes, I think, of Tetris gameplay to have some sort of positive effect on your mental health. So I'm not gonna play too long. I get to eat some more calories, and then I'm gonna try to get a little workout in. But yeah, the gym has been a hostile place too, because people have misgendered me there too, and I think that's why I'm so that's probably one of the reasons I'm so apprehensive about going in. Again, I live in Texas, and Texas does not officially have, I think, like, in their state government, in their IDs, I don't think they have. I'm laughing because this white girl, white person, boy, white person, I think they're trans too, but they walk with this sense of superiority, but it's like, girl, you're not in Europe. We're not a walk. I don't know why. Like, it's giving like alpha person, and if you're not Mexican, you're not native to this land, that alpha thing needs to go. I'm checking you right now. It needs to go. There's no space for it here on Turtle Island. So yeah, I'm not gonna play much longer. I need to get these calories in. But my point is, like, the people here at this gym or at least one person has misgendered me, and I don't like it. Some of it has to do with the laws. Like I was saying, Texas is very binary in their IDs. But I have a California ID, I have a Mexican passport, and both of those identifications, government identifications, specify my sex as category X, which brings me closer to having some sort of official government recognition of my trans non-binary identity. it's ideal if this person that's triggering me leaves. But yeah, so people have misgendered me here. The actual Planet Fitness policy seems to be theoretically trans friendly, but I'm not sure if they have this. Some of these companies that are national companies, like Uber is one, sometimes in their policies they stipulate like local policy supersede company policy or something like that. So I think the official like Planet Fitness policy is pro trans, and there is one restroom, single stall restroom and shower here at this Planet Fitness where I go that has a label of all gender, but I don't think the staff here is necessarily trans friendly. I had one of my first weeks, I think it was like maybe even one of my first days at the gym, one of the staff members called the all gender restroom, because I think it's specifically like it specifically has a label that says all gender, but I think one of the staff members called it the family restroom. So yeah, I think they're like the staff here is not all up to speed, and like I said, somebody has explicitly called me sir here, so I don't think they're here now because that person's usually here in the daytime, but this other person, the alpha settler colonizer type person. Oh, I think they're leaving. Thank God. Speaking of, oh, they're walking this way. What the? Oh, I don't know. They give me this whole like. I think they're on some type of stimulant. I don't think they're naturally this energetic. They could be. Some people might be, but they're giving. They're very like, and I've seen this with another person here too. It makes me think of like either steroids or like cocaine. The stimulants I take are, oh, they got picked up. I think they got it right. I'm gonna go with this person is a coke dealer. That's just what I'm seeing. Some sort of stimulant dealer, or I don't know, but they're rubbing me the wrong way. I think they left, so I'm feeling a little bit better now. So I'm gonna end the stream. These ads are doing too much. Thanks for listening. Who's on? Let's find it out. Are you trying to tell me I need a job indeed? Not on no settler colonial basis. Where's my stream manager? Connected with zero viewers. Yeah, not even me. I'm not even looking. But this is Wait, I'm off. Later. Hopefully I get a report. Sometimes I don't, and it will show me like who was actually viewing or how many. All right, peace.